We're going to get started. Welcome. I'd like to call the Hammond Redevelopment Commission meeting to order on this Tuesday, September 17, 2024. It is now 4:30. The meeting will begin. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence after?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. Karen, then, can we get a roll call for tonight?
Tomich? Here. Vaki? Here. Mosley Sheldon?
Here.
Myrick?
Here.
Helper?
Here. For the record, we have all 5 are present. Number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Okay. Number 4, communications.
There are none.
All right. Brings us to number 5, minutes dating September 3rd, 2024.
Mr. President, if there's no corrections to the minutes for the Hammond Redevelopment Commission, minutes dated September 3rd, 2024, I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Tomich, second by Commissioner Kabaki. Like she said, if there's no further questions or discussion or corrections or additions, the minutes, then roll call.
Tomich?
Yes.
Kabaki?
Yes.
Mosley Sheldon?
Yes.
Myrick?
Yes.
Helper?
Yes. Minutes are approved and passed. Thank you. That's 5 yes. Number 6 is a homebound conditional forgivable loan approval. We have one applicant, Bryce Sherwin, at 929 175th Street.
Good afternoon, Commission. We have Bryce, who is a Hammond police officer, applying for the forgivable loan in the amount of $10,000.
So we just got a couple of questions to ask you. Hank, you hear about our program?
Multiple people from the department have said it, and I just always wanted to move here where I worked. Makes it feel a little bit more accomplishing when you're doing something in the community, so.
We love that.
You know, when I first saw it, I first thought your name was Sweden.
I get that a lot. I get that a lot.
Are you a first-time homebuyer?
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Realtor.
No, same here, Bryce. Welcome. You know, thank you for serving our police department, and it's an asset to have you live here
I
in
appreciate
town.
that. Thank you.
That means a lot. I'm sure it does to the administration,
Thank you.
especially our mayor, Tom McDermott. He's a big advocate of that.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. President, if there's no further questions or discussion, I'd like to make the motion for the approval of the homebound conditional loan.
I will second that. Sorry. Sorry.
For 929 175th.
Sorry about that. Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Tomich. That's the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval
Need to sign.
for Mr. Bryce Sherwin at 929 175th Street. Let's have a roll call.
Tomich?
Yes.
Kabaki?
Yes.
Mosley Sheldon?
Yes.
Myrick?
Yes.
Helper?
Yes, motion passes with 5 yes.
Thank you.
Enjoy your home.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
You may be excused
Gonna
if you
take one
like.
car now?
Thank you.
No, he does.
He's feeling great today.
All right. Number 7 is approval of a grant agreement between Northwest Indiana Forum Foundation Incorporated and the City of Hammond, Indiana.
Commissioners, in front of you have a grant agreement between the Northwest Indiana Forum and the City of Hammond in regards to a Ready 1.0 application that was submitted by Purdue Northwest for an impact lab in our downtown. This impact lab will be developed on the northeast corner of the former Franciscan site in our downtown. And Purdue will be a subrecipient of this grant agreement. We are acting as a sponsor to this agreement to help facilitate the impact lab to be built in downtown The city is supportive of this. It will bring students, it will bring faculty and people to downtown, and having Purdue Northwest finally in our core of our city being a new stakeholder in downtown is a really great step for us in the city. And the grant is for $4.7 million for them to build their impact lab. Let me know if you have any questions.
Is it an extension of the campus, or it'll be a specifically impact lab?
Extension to their campus, I believe it would be. It would be a Purdue Northwest-owned building. They will subdivide the building out from the parcel owned by the Franciscans right now.
Mr. President, if there's no further questions, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the grant agreement between Northwest Indiana Forum Foundation Incorporated and the City of Hammond.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Tolman, second by Commissioner Myrick. Let's get a roll call then, please.
Talmadge?
Yes.
Kubaki?
Yes.
Mosley Sheldon?
Yes.
Myrick?
Yes.
Hubbard?
Yes, motion passes 5 yes. Okay, number 8, approval agreement to sell real estate for real estate known as 622 Sibley Street.
This is an agreement to sell a vacant redevelopment-owned residential parcel to Mr. Benjamin Cervantes. He has looked over this agreement and has signed it on the last page. Mr. Cervantes is the owner of a home at 626 Sibley, and he would like to purchase 622 Sibley to extend the yard of the home. The purchase price will be $3,000, and he's already submitted an earnest money check for $100.
Okay, thank you. These do come through from time to time, so.
They do.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of agreement to sell real estate known as 622 Sibley Street.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, second by Commissioner Kubaki. Let's have a roll call then.
Talmadge?
Yes.
Kubaki?
Yes.
Mosley Sheldon?
Yes.
Myrick?
Yes.
Hubbard?
Yes, motion passes 5 yes. Number 9, approval of condemnation settlement and release agreement for real estate located at 6810 Kennedy Avenue.
You caught me off guard.
Sorry.
So you have before you a condemnation and settlement agreement. The property at 6810 Kennedy is at the southern end of the kind of refurbished Kennedy Avenue, and it is part of, and I know some of you are aware of the administration's desire, goal to kind of give a footprint to Kennedy Avenue that is fitting of that whole area, and this is on the southern side of that. This property was purchased through a sheriff sale process by the owner that's listed. It's a lot that's kind of right there in the middle of the block, and it's kind of central to, the administration sat down and looked at different parcels that were, I guess the term right now is in need of redevelopment. This was one of them that was identified as a parcel that was in need of redevelopment, and we were able to negotiate we did file the suit, but we were able to negotiate the purchase price that everyone could live with, and this is kind of, once this is signed by the Redevelopment Commission, we'll set a closing and you'll own it. And the idea is, as part of that entire corridor, right, to redevelop it into a kind of commercial, residential-friendly development. And it's not going to be the last one of these you're going to see.
I believe that's right before the Kennedy Pancake House.
That's right.
right before the Kennedy Pancake House, so,
It's on the west side of the street,
that would be the even side.
north of the Pancake House.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a residential building, and then there's a long grassy area.
So my question is, if we've negotiated a settlement, why do we need to be on the property?
Well, so the process, right, as I know, and I don't want to, if I'm saying something you already know, like, stop me. The process is, right, we get appraisals, we average the 2 appraisals, and then we send what's called a uniform offer out, which is the average of the 2 appraisals, right? And in this instance, the average of the 2 appraisals, off the top of my head, they were a little bit, I think one was a little bit more than this amount that's on here, but one was less. So the average brought it way underneath this number. When this individual bought the property, so he rejected the uniform offer. They have 30 days. If they don't respond, it's deemed rejected. This individual actually contacted me and said, hey, I bought it for X. I've also started the refurbishment process. So what I want is your higher appraisal plus X that I've put into it, right? Because I don't want to be out money, right? And he wanted to turn a profit. And so without getting into the details of all of it, my response was, prove to me what you've put into it, right? Give me the receipts of what you've put into it, and then let's talk once you get me that. Because most of the time, you put people to that sort of proof scheme, and they go, oh, yeah, screw it, I'm not going to, whatever. But in this instance, he actually, a couple days later, to my surprise, on my email was this PDF that was all these expenses, and I went through them all, and they were within the realm of reasonable, right? Like, I don't remember looking at them going, oh, man, that's not right. All of them were, I could see it. So then we sat down with the administration and said, all right, we've already filed the lawsuit because he rejected the offer, right? And that's what starts the process. The key is, if you're going to resolve these, you resolve them before the first hearing where they appoint the court-appointed appraisers. Because if they appoint those court-appointed appraisers, A, you run the risk of the number going higher, but you are automatically in for between $4 and $10 grand for those 3 court-appointed appraisers, because the city has to pay them. So I don't remember the specifics here, but when you did the math and you added up what my fees would be, what you added up, what we would spend on the court-appointed appraisers with no guarantee what their result was going to be, right? And then he actually proved what he had into it. It was kind of a no-brainer to say, okay, let's negotiate something with him that's within the realm. And quite frankly, once he fell under 150, we knew it's economically in our best interest to enter into this deal.
Now I understand. First, okay.
But yeah, we actually, you can see in paragraph C, we filed this law, like, because he had rejected it. I didn't think we were going to get anywhere with him. Advised staff, they said, all right, go ahead, file the lawsuit. We filed the lawsuit. Then he called me and said, well, I've got these estimates. Can I send them to you? And I said, absolutely, send me what you have and let me look at them. And then once we did, then the discussion started. So that's why it's a settlement, and that case that's listed in C will be dismissed as part of the settlement.
Thank you.
So he's done renovations to the property already? He started?
He stopped once we knew we had a deal, but he had
Okay.
started renovations prior to us notifying him that we were interested. I'm sure he stopped shortly after we told him, right? But yeah, he had already started.
Thank you, Attorney West. I'm glad your analysis and then him providing that and you looking to see if, the receipts match and everything, what he's provided and done.
Well, as President, there's no further discussion or any questions. I make a motion for the approval of the combination settlement and lease agreement. Do I need to say the names?
No, you're good.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion then's been made by Commissioner Myrick, second by Commissioner Tomich. If there's no further questions or discussion, roll call.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Kubaki,
Yes.
Mosley Sheldon,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes, motion passes, 5 yes. Okay, number 9 is our bills, register of claims. Should be dated August 26, 2024 through September 11, 2024.
Mr. President, if there's no question on the Register of Claims, I make motion to approve the Register of Claims for the Redevelopment Commission for August 26, 2024 through September 11, 2024. Claims beginning with R65891 through R65987 inclusive.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Tomich, second by Commissioner Myrick. That's claims dating August 26, 2024 through September 11, 2024. Claim R65891 through claim R65987 inclusive. Is there any questions or concerns on these claims for staff? Okay, since there is none, roll call, please.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Kubaki,
Yes.
Mosley Sheldon,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes, motion passes with 5 yes. Okay, number 11 is our reports. We have Ms. Ann Taylor. Would you like to share anything?
Yes, thank you. I have 3 upcoming events. Tomorrow, we have our Mayor's Night Out for the 5th District. It will be held at 6:30 to 8:30 approximately, and it will be for, as I said, 5th District at Jefferson Elementary. So please come on by or log in to watch on TV. Second up, on Thursday, this coming Thursday, we have our annual job fair at the Civic Center, and that will start at 11 and run till 3 p.m. Always a great event. And lastly, our Realtors Breakfast is coming up next Thursday. It will be at the Lost Marsh from 9 to 11 in the morning. I believe I mentioned this at our last meeting. If you are interested in attending the breakfast, just reach out to Cynthia or myself, and we will connect you with Durrell, and he can get you a ticket. We have a lot of great updates on the city at that luncheon breakfast. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Taylor.
Thank you.
Okay, number 12 then, new and finished business.
None at the time.
All right. Number 13 is public comment. I will open it up now. Public comment is open. Public comment is open. If anybody would like to come forward and speak, you may do so now. Okay, then public comment is closed. Public comment is closed. Public comment is closed. Before we adjourn, I just want to acknowledge our Chief of Staff, Mr. Scott Miller. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Thank you.
And then also, I guess it is IT Professionals Day, so I do want to acknowledge Ms. Tiffany Shelton here, or whoever is IT. I guess we got Chris Campbell and whoever is out there. in IT.
Right.
We appreciate
After me,
you
Jake Jacobs, thank you for your service.
keeping us all linked in, I guess. Thank you. And then number 14.
Mr. President, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Can you all signify by aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.